good evening, everyone, and welcome to Walking Through the Fire. I hope everyone has had a blessed, productive day. It is April 16th, and if you haven't, just hold on. The Lord still got time to work in this 24-hour day. It ain't over. I guarantee you, your day will get better. I'm going to speak it into existence for you. Come on in the room. Those that are on here, please make sure that you put in the comment who's in the house, who is in the community today, so that we can make sure we shout you out. You still have time to tag somebody, to text somebody, let them know that we are live over here on YouTube. Just go to Walking Through the Fire LLC and join the community on tonight because we're going to have some good conversation. So I'll give you a minute to do that. While you're doing that, if you haven't done so already, please make sure that you subscribe to Walking Through the Fire. Make sure that you hit that like button down there. It only takes 1.5 seconds. I'm telling you, your engagement helps this podcast reach into the algorithm so more people can see what goes on over here. A community, it can't be a community with just me. You make us, and that's what makes this work. So please take the time now to bring somebody in. Hey, Robert, welcome. All right, we will get started here in just a second. Ladies, how was your day?
It was long. I'm glad it's over.
I call it Friday Eve. That helps me get
right.
to the Friday that really comes. What they say is mind over matter.
Yes.
Had a great day.
Yes.
That's good. I like to hear that. I like to hear that. All right. All right, ladies. Again, community, welcome to Walking Through the Fire, where we have real discussions with real people talking about real life experiences. And tonight's conversation, we are going to be helping each other as well as the next generation for the goal of reaching our next. Tonight, we kick off our Divine Nine Greek Life Edition. I told y'all, y'all can go and clap, ain't nothing wrong with it. Let me help y'all out. Hold on. I try to tell them that, I'm moving on up to the east side. All right. And none other than sitting with me today is the members of the sorority Alpha Kappa Alpha, better known as the AKAs in the house tonight. Woo! How y'all doing? I thought somebody was gonna give me what y'all say? I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to be like Sexy Red and be like ski. What is it? Somebody tell me what it is. Let me hear it, AKAs. Come on, as they say. This is for my young Jasmine and Imani. Clock that T. Yes. Okay. So, ladies, again, community, tonight, my guest that I have, we have Elise Gilbert. Give us a raise. Yes. Dr. Dewana Stubbs and Imani Stubbs. We also have Kimberly Chrisman with us tonight. And last but not least, Vonda and Jasmine Perkins. Welcome again, ladies. I am excited about the conversation we're going to have tonight. God's offspring, I see you in the house. Thank you for coming on in. So we're just going to get started because I only got a little time with some of y'all. And so I want to just jump right in. Imani, I want to thank you because I know you're multitasking right now. And you're actually doing something for the AKAs right now, Lamont. Is that right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. We gonna get to it. But I want to talk to Jasmine and Imani right now. Well, you know what? Let me do this. I want each one of you guys to introduce yourself. I already said your names. Tell us what school you went to or go to, and when did you pledge? What year did you cross over?
Well, I attend Syracuse University. I'm currently a senior and I crossed spring 23.
Yes.
My name is Dr. Vonda Perkins. I pledged at Indiana University and I crossed in the spring of '85.
Come on, 85.
I am Dr. Dewana Stubbs. I attended Indiana University with Vonda, and I was initiated in the fall of 1987.
Okay.
I'm Kim Chrisman, and I also pledged at IU with Vonda and Dee. I crossed spring of '89, and actually today is my 37th anniversary.
Yay!
My name is Elise Gilbert. I went to IU, but I didn't cross at IU. I actually crossed grad chapter here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Iota Chi Omega. So, and that was 2001. This is my 25th year. So,
Yes. Come on, guys.
Everybody Stubbs. I go to Southern University. I cross Beta Psi in spring 24.
Come on. So, listen, I heard some people say beta, psi, and so there's different chapters have different names.
Yes.
I'm telling, I don't know about nobody else, but I'm gonna learn a lot tonight. Okay. I am going to learn a lot tonight. So, with that being said, I just want you to know that, first of all, as they say, black don't crack. You ladies look wonderful, okay? As well as I am really glad that we have a age range on this podcast tonight. I'm thankful that we have some young adults. We got some young adults. That's what I'm gonna call y'all tonight. Young adults and young adults on tonight, because I think it is important to have that conversation that is multi-generational. And so the one thing that I want to do on tonight, first and foremost, is I want to say that in doing some research before this podcast, I did not realize how many women of color and that are trailblazers that belong to Alpha Kappa Alpha. When I tell you, I'm just going to run down a little bit of the list, okay? For people that don't know. So, of course, everybody knows the VP of the United States of America, Kamala Harris, is a AKA. Along with her, you have the author and poet Maya Angelou. You have some civil rights leaders, Coretta Scott King, everybody knows her, as well as Rosa Parks. That's what was fascinating to me. Okay. You talking about going back years and generations where you guys have stood on solid ground and been contributing to world change, not just communities, I mean global change. And so, as well, that shares that privilege is actress Loretta Devine. I know everybody know her. Said, is he looking? Is he looking? As well as one of the one of the most popular movies as well, Hidden Figures.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Those ladies that they were depicting were some of the first Black women to do some huge things in NASA. And they were also a part of the AKAs. And their names was Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson. You got the singer Brandy. Now I know everybody know Brandy. She belongs to the AKA. And lastly, but not surely least, Mae Jemison, the first African American astronaut. So when I say you ladies belong to a good stock of women, and so talking about that and talking about the legacy that some of these people are continually to create and some of the legacy that they've left. I got some legacy on this phone call tonight, on this podcast. And when we talk about legacy, we talk about the parent and their child belonging to the same fraternity or the same sorority. And so Vonda and Jasmine, they are a legacy. Dewana and Imani, they are a legacy. But Mama, I won't talk to them for a minute, okay? Y'all did y'all feel pressure from y'all mothers? We just gonna dive right on in. Okay. Come on. Did y'all feel pressure from your mothers to be an AKA and nothing else?
Yes, it was either that or nothing at all.
That or nothing.
So in the beginning, did that make you a little hesitant about pledging? Because it was like you giving me an ultimatum or nothing at all.
I mean, I mean, Aunt Dee and also all of like mommy's friends are AKA. So I've like had that experience since growing up. So I mean, I never thought like negatively about it, but I was like, if it's too much pressure, I guess I just won't be anything.
Hmm.
It was
What
never
about you,
negatively
Imani?
negative. There was no negative thoughts for me. It was just because it was just so I could spite her because she wanted me to do it so bad. I was like, I'm not gonna do it. Mm-mm.
So you was being rebellious, huh? Ooh. And I want you to honestly say this. Did you guys ever look into other sororities? No.
I go to a PWI, so like that was kind of like I know they kind of like throw it into your face as like a freshman going in. So even if I wasn't personally looking into it, it's like everywhere. Like they kind of like make you go to the panhandle and see like if you're interested in it. And I mean, I never personally was like that interested. I mean, like I'm not gonna. I can still go hang out with them if I want to, and still be
Mhm.
part of like, what I'm a part of now. And I think our community is obviously a little better than that.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. Let me, and anybody, and I want to hear from everybody. Let me ask you this. What do you say, or what do you think about those that want to join but fall in love with the superficial part of being a part of a sorority like AKAs? It's not just about wearing the colors, getting the jacket, and the step show. What do you say to people that may just have that mindset of that's all it is?
I'm gonna let the young people go first because I know Imani got a time limit.
Yeah.
But Imani and myself have talked about that, so I want her to give her opinion to that.
I would say there's not room for it. If
Mm,
you're gonna come in and do that, what's the point? You can go somewhere else, I guess, me personally.
yeah.
I mean, I agree. I think it's irritating in like a chapter setting when someone kind of just like that they joined just to have the letters and not actually put the work in because like the entire point is like obviously it's a sorority, it's a sisterhood, but it's also a business and especially like undergrad too. I'm PWI smaller chapters. We can't have people like not doing work. Like it kind of just makes it hard for everyone.
And
Yeah.
my chapter is bigger, but like if you're gonna come in and do that, you took a spot for somebody who's been waiting to
Completely
be in the.
agree.
Yeah. 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 Anyone else want to answer that?
I would say that you are doing yourself a disservice if that's the only thing that you envision getting out of this organization. After 37 years of being a member, I would not trade the experience for anything.
Mm,
The level of mentorship that I've received, the level of advice, the sisterhood, the community service that we do, there really isn't anything outside of the church, maybe, an institution that I've been a part of that I felt like I holistically got my needs met.
Mm.
And it was authentic, not for show. I'm pretty sure that these sisters will tell you that when they have gone through things, their sisters have been there to hold them up, to get them through. If there was a need, you don't have to go too far. There are over 150,000 of us that
Yeah,
if
it's a
you
lot.
place a phone call, and I would love for Dr. Stubbs to talk about an experience she had in the airport when her flight was delayed, how some sisters that she didn't even know took her in. Do you have
Mm.
just a moment to talk about that, Dr. Stubbs? This will give you an idea of what you're missing if you just joined the sorority for the letters.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, when Kim talks about the sisterhood, you can't beat, for real, if you have the right intentions, that it truly is about the sisterhood. I was stuck in LA trying to come home, and I met these two ladies in the airport. We were talking. We were in the lounge, in the airline lounge, and so we just happened to figure out that we were all members of Alpha Kappa Alpha, and they were like, "Well, we're not gonna stay here waiting on this plane. If you want to come home with us, you can't." And
That's
so I went home with them instead of staying in the airport, so that we can and really connect, and even connected with them. And even when I just came back from Shreveport, Louisiana, as I went to visit my daughter at her regional conference. And even in that airport, it was several of us coming into Shreveport for the conference. I ended up taking pictures like with five ladies that I didn't even know. Or should I
mm.
say my sisters that I didn't know
Right.
to that. But because we were all sitting there waiting on our bags, we all had something in common. We were coming in for this regional conference together to be able to meet them. So there were sisters from Texas, from California, somebody from Michigan. It was just really nice that when you see each other, how friendly you are, how deep that sisterhood really goes. And for
Elise.
me, I was initiated with 19 other women. So there were 20 people on my line with me. We will be 39 years old. We're 39 years old this year. For
Come on.
39 years, I have had a relationship with these sisters. So we have prayer together. We had a sister that had to have a serious surgery. So we pray together. We've been to weddings, divorces, baby showers, births, deaths together. And we're still here. So 39 years later, we are still friends. We still like each other. We still call each other sisters.
Would you say that part? You still like each other.
We,
That's important.
we still like each other. We get together every year on our anniversary, which is November the 15th. We get together every year on our anniversary to celebrate and do things. Now, I'm going to say, we just like any other sisters. Sometimes we have a little falling out with each
Yeah.
other, but
Yeah.
because we're sisters, we love each other, we're there to support each other, we always come back together.
Yeah. Elise, let me ask you, how important is sisterhood for you?
It's very important. One, I am one of seven, and six of us are girls.
Ooh.
So we are all extremely, extremely close. However, that's a different sisterhood than the sisterhood that I have
It is.
with my sorority sisters. I am out of the six girls in my family, I'm the only one who live in the city that I do. So
Wow.
I depend on my sorority sisters a lot to, if I'm having a bad day, or a bad month for that matter, I can call one of them and literally, hey, can you just pray for me because I need it? Or they know right away. Our president this morning called me, like, first thing, I had gotten to work. I'm an assistant principal, and so I get there pretty early at like 6:45, and our president of our chapter called me and was just like, you just been on my heart, and I just want to pray for you this morning. And really, I have been going through some things, and she just she prayed for me, and I was in my office with the door closed, boo-hooing and crying. And it's things like that. Um, it's so important, especially as Black women.
Yeah.
It's hard enough as it is, but as Black women, we need each other. And just to, I had another sorority sister knew I was having a hard time, and she was just like, "You want to go meet up somewhere, coffee or whatever." So it's that type of relationship that is so special to me, because growing up with my biological sisters, I miss it because no one lives here with me. So
Yeah.
I really, really miss it. So they definitely are there for me. And I just also want to comment on the question that you gave the undergrads. So in undergrad, I didn't have the money to actually be a part of Alpha Kappa Alpha. So it was after I graduated, like 2 years after I got my degree, that it became part of the graduate chapter. However, I was somewhat surprised that there are still people as adults with kids and a husband who still will look at some letters and want
Wow.
letters.
Wow.
So I
Wow.
just want to put that out there. So, you
Mm-hmm.
talk about undergrad and the parties, and I can understand how undergrad would look at, oh, I see this step and I see this, I see that, and want to do it in undergrad. And you would think, as a grown woman with
Yes.
some children, a husband, a house, and a career, that is not that's a priority, just to have the letters on your back. And so that still happens as grown people, of
That's
why,
crazy.
yeah, people would still want to get into our organization, for that. And I don't know whether it is they are trying to relive their glory days in college. I'm not sure what it
That
is.
part, that part
I'm
right there.
not
That part,
sure.
that part right there. That part
I
right
don't know
there.
what it is, but I don't have time for that. Like, I'm not trying to party. I'm trying to ensure that the community that I live in and the people that
Yes,
look like me are okay.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
So I just wanted
exactly.
to kind of
That's okay.
build
And
response to
And
that.
we are a sorority, but at the end of the day, we are a service I mean, we're a service organization. We provide a service. We have platforms programs and platforms that we execute from a national level. So it starts nationally and trickles down to all the chapters. So
we're going to get into that a little
whether
bit
you a
later.
grad chapter or undergraduate chapter, we all working towards the same goal.
Yeah, and we're going to get into that a little bit later when we talk about community and community service with you guys. I want to say, before I kind of go back to Imani and Jasmine, because I know she doesn't have too much longer. I was a beneficiary of that sisterhood, that AKA sisterhood. And I can attest to, even though I'm not a member, you guys still show me love as a sister. My daughter passed in 2022 in a tragic car accident, and you guys brought me food. Like, I didn't even know majority of you guys, but you were calling my sister, making sure that I'm okay, seeing if I needed anything. So I am a true testament of what you guys say sisterhood truly is, and you just don't talk about it, you are being about it. So let me ask you, Monty, how much longer I got with you?
Probably got about like 20-ish more minutes.
Ah, okay, we good then. We good. Okay. So Jasmine and Imani, nowadays, and it's just not, I mean, I think it's prevalent across the board, that you have this gap with the older generation and the younger generation. And you know how they always say, or I know you guys heard that older people don't understand, the younger generation, and we ain't cool enough, we ain't hip enough, or and all of that. When it comes to your sisterhood and the AKA overall, do you see, and this may be, it's a difficult question, and this is what it's for. We helping each other. Do you see a gap that needs to be bridged between the older sorority sisters and the younger sorority sisters?
I mean, I don't know about other people's opinion, but I sometimes think so because just like I feel like more people will be at least at PWIs because the difference is like you're not seeing AKA
Define PWI. Not everybody may know what a
yeah
PWI is.
as much as like it's not going to be up in your face, so you have to like actively like search to be a part of those communities. And I kind of feel like at least at my school, my personal experience, like the older grad chapter, we don't really have like that kind of like
Gotcha.
connection with them, and I wish we did, but I don't know if that's like a generational thing or just
Mm-hmm.
like how it, just person to person, but I do wish that we were a little more connected with them. And then I do find that sometimes like they instead of like trying to like mentor, they'll be like, oh well, why are her stockings looking like that, or why is
That's
her
why
dress
I asked
that
the
way?
question,
Instead
Jazz.
of, it should have been like, why don't you just like tell her, instead of like you're talking about like a 19-20 year old and
Mm-hmm.
you're however old. I just think it's kind of like that's not really that sisterly. It's kind of
But baby, that's across the
Shady.
board. That's in church. That's at work. That's, you know what I mean.
yeah. But other than that, like I mean, my mom's older generation. I feel connected to her.
Just call me older.
Wait a
Okay.
minute, Vonda, what you say? Hold on now, AJ.
Right,
Enough
right,
of the
right.
I
number.
feel connected to Aunt Dee Dee and all of our friends and everyone. So I mean, it's just person to person.
Ain't it funny how they call us old, but they have
Yes.
a good time when they hang with us?
Yes. They want to hang with us.
Well,
They do
yeah,
want to
we
hang with us.
show them
Yes.
how to have a real good time. Let me do this
Oh,
because I
I can
know
speak to the
Vonda.
question. Oh,
Huh? Hold
I
on
can
for a
answer
second.
the question.
I know. Hold on for a second. I want to expound on something that Vonda said and that Jasmine is saying. She's talking about a PWI. When she says that, that means predominantly white institution for our listeners. Again, if you have any questions, make sure you put them in the chat. We'll make sure we answer them and get to them. Okay, Imani, it's on you.
I agree with just what Jasmine was saying that like there is a disconnect, and sometimes the older ones, the way they say it to us, we don't receive it well. But
Mm.
then when we give it back to them, they get mad at us, like we're not respecting them. No, we're just talking. The way you talk to us is how we're going to talk to you.
Yeah,
Um,
that energy they give you, you just giving it back.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then sometimes like how we're dressed, I think depending on what we're wearing, it was two different times when y'all were undergrad and how we're undergrad. How y'all dressed back then, how we dressed back then is two different things. You can't compare like, oh, we didn't wear that. Well, y'all are almost not 80. Like, of course I'm not gonna wear how
Wait,
y'all
time
wear.
out. Huh,
Not 80. Come on.
Hold up. Look, I'm getting the police siren for
She
you
got me in a
right
wheelchair.
now.
Not y'all, but like the older ones, older ones,
Hold up. Look,
the older
Imani,
ones.
I ain't even an AKA, and I felt a little some type of way.
No. The older ones, sometimes the way they want us to dress is not going to be the same way as a 20-year-old is going to dress in college. Um, Now, sometimes I even when I see people my age dressed that way, I'm like, do you remember where we're at? Like, what
Yeah,
we're wearing to a party and what we're wearing to our business is not the same thing. Like,
yeah.
sometimes it's okay to look a little older in your dressing just for the business side of things.
And I wouldn't say older, just conservative.
Or just more mature. Just
There
say
you
mature.
go.
Don't
Right,
say
Yeah,
right.
older. We're more mature.
yeah.
That's what that is.
I
Yes,
like that,
Robert.
D.
I had to get the police siren on her because she said y'all being 80. Yeah. Yeah. So, ladies, with you hearing them say that, do you also see not so much as what the specific examples they gave, but do you see a slight disconnection where there's opportunity to bridge that gap? And then are you guys, is that a conversation nationally or maybe in your chapter that you've tried to address because you're aware?
I definitely see that there is a gap that needs to be bridged. And I can say I worked as a graduate advisor, and that role is that you are working with an undergraduate chapter. So, like our graduate chapter oversees, or did oversee 5 different undergraduate chapters. So, as a graduate advisor, it's my job to help educate you, teach you about Alpha Kappa Alpha, teach you about the business and how to work and how to work. And so when Imani says, you're gonna match energy with energy, well, I'm the type of person, I'm gonna match your energy with your energy. Yeah. And the one thing that I used to tell my undergrad is that respect is a two-way street. And so I'm not gonna have, I don't deal with disrespect from my children, the ones that I birthed.
Yeah.
So I am definitely not gonna deal with disrespect from somebody else's child. Yeah. And we can't agree to disagree. Because actually, when you are in your undergraduate chapter, what you're really learning is you're getting life lessons, because you're going to have to learn how to deal with all type of folk once you graduate. So when you graduate and you have that job, there may be some people on your job that you don't necessarily like, but you need to work with them to get to a common goal, to complete that common project. Same with Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. There may be some folks in your chapter you don't necessarily jive with, but we got a job to get done, and we're going to have to work together to be able to do that. And how can we do that respectfully amongst each other?
And that is a good lesson, because that is a lesson that you're going to need throughout your life if you're going throughout the world, period. Whether it's your job, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends. So I'm glad you said that, because like you said, it's just not about stepping. It's just not about letters in a jacket. You guys are being examples and teaching those life skills and life lessons that, the younger generation needs to know to help them to get better and get to their next.
And we do have a national program. We have a national mentoring program that's national. So we have that so that you have more mature sorors working with younger sorors. And that maturity, when I say that, that's both in age and your time within the chapter.
Gotcha. Jasmine and Imani, and this may be a question that you may not know now, and may be something that you want to think about. What are some initiatives or some projects or something that you may like to see happen to bridge that gap, to engage the young people? And again, if you don't know, that's fine. Because, that's a question that you may have to sit back and really think about. And I think with both or everybody hearing what is being said from the different generations, I think both of you are saying the same thing and see the same thing. So it may be worth you young people sitting back thinking about what is a project or something that we can do to help bridge that gap, because I think it's everybody's job. You know how they used to say, when you walk in the room, since I'm the adult, you better speak to me. I believe that, but I believe it's everybody's job to make sure that we come together and find that middle ground. So let me ask this, Imani, you are currently at a AKA function. Well, what's going on over there on your side of town? Because you in Louisiana.
I am. We just got some business to handle that can't talk about right now.
Yep, no problem.
But it's coming soon. It's just some business that we got to get done, and yeah.
You say, and yeah. And Jasmine, you said you are a senior, correct? What are you majoring in?
I'm history pre-law.
Well, come on, history pre-law. Yes. Now, for those that may not know, what does that entail? What can you do with that degree?
I mean, I chose history because that's just something that I found like interesting ever since like high school in the AP classes. And like history as an arts and sciences, like it's all just writing. So the writing prep will help me for writing in law school. So it just is a good way to continue on. Because I mean, now I have to write like a 20-page thesis or something for to graduate. So
Well, congratulations to both of y'all. I got a question that I want to ask. And what both of you, what would you say to some young person that was considering joining Alpha Kappa Alpha?
You
I
may need to be
mean,
more specific. I mean, I don't
I
know
would
if
just
the
say
broad.
like, I mean, me personally, it's everything is a commitment and it's a sacrifice, and you have to be willing to sacrifice your time, money, and just like a lot of other things like in your life. Because I know I've sacrificed a lot to be an AKA, but I'm happy that I'm here and I'm happy that I have this connection with like my mom and other like family members and also my sisters at school here. And I just think like don't do it just solely for the letters or for the recognition or whatever else superficial thing that you're trying to gain through AKA. That's not the purpose of it. Our saying is, you know, service to all mankind. So that's our goal, and that's the whole point of the sorority and the sisterhood.
I would definitely say if you're come here with the right intentions, sorry, excuse me, do your research because maybe AK is not for you. There's other sororities for you to join too, and definitely be able to dedicate your time without complaining.
That's
Take dedicate your money because it's a lot. It's a luxury for sure. They told us all the time, AK is a luxury, and I see the luxury. My mom sees the luxury even
You
more.
said you
But
see
like,
the luxury, huh?
yes, my mom
Hey,
sees the luxury
Vonda
a little
just up
more.
there smiling.
Um, it's if you're not here for the service, what's the point?
Yeah,
Truthfully.
yeah. And I thank you both for being honest and transparent, especially with discussing, that age generational gap. I'm sure that people are listening and people are taking notes, and that it will change. It's gonna get better because AKAs is on their business. They on their stuff. So I got a question, and I think this is towards Jasmine. Is she? God's offspring said, "Is it American history or African American history?"
So my major is in actually is just like general history, but I have a concentration in ancient world history. So yeah.
Okay. And Sorrow Bobby said they're watching. Welcome to Walking Through the Fire. Please make sure that if you have any questions, excuse me, that you put them in the comments. Make sure you engage. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. All right, ladies, let me ask you this.
Hey, Crystal,
Yes.
Crystal, you asked them like what would they tell a young person? And I just have something I want to add to that.
Okay.
There is a difference between the Divine Nine organizations and our non African American fraternities and sororities. When you join any of the D9 organizations, it is a lifelong commitment. Unlike our non African American sororities and fraternities, they're usually just for your 4 years that you on college. They don't have grad chapters. They don't have where they are continuing to do the work once they graduate. When you join a D9 organization, it is a lifelong commitment, and that you will continue to do the work even after you graduate from college.
We got a question. It said, "Is it common for women to pledge after graduation?"
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. That's why we have grad chapters, and grad chapters take new memberships, intakes as well as undergraduate chapter. It looks a little different between undergrad and grad, but definitely people do it after graduation.
Got you. Elise, I got a question for you and Vonda. It's a little messy though, okay? I'm just gonna tell you, okay? Is it a myth that they say AKAs are high and prissy and think they all that?
Vonda, you want to take that first? Or you want me to take it first? I have no problems whatsoever.
Look, and Elise's face is so serious. You hear me?
We are what we are, but also too, I look at the person. If you were like that before the organization, you're going to be like that when you're in the organization. So, or it doesn't define me. I define it.
I know that's right.
So that part of it is, if I'm a little prissy or what have you, well, hey, it is what it is. But we take pride in our organization. We take pride in ourselves as African American women. I think even all the other D9 women's sororities as well. I can't speak for them, but I think they have the same, pretty much, probably similar motto, whatever. But they say that about us, but I think it goes back from history. And if we live up to it, we live up to that. But I believe it's what you are before you enter the organization, and then what you do while you're in the organization. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and I agree with that as well. And I would like to add too, jealousy. And I'm not saying that no one is jealous. However,
but they are.
Yeah.
Well,
come on, be true. This is a real platform.
Correct. When you carry yourself in a way and your expectations for yourself and those around you are extremely high.
Yeah.
People gonna talk. People gonna say something. They're not gonna like it. And that is what it is. But I completely agree with Vonda that who I am within has always been that. If anything, I have grown since being in the organization. I have grown in my leadership style. I have grown in how to maintain relationships. Because again, if this is my 25th year, me and my line sister, and there's only two of us, are close.
Wow.
So I think people see that our expectations are high for whatever we do, and we carry ourselves as such. So they can get over that.
But can I say, from the outside looking in, y'all the most beautiful. I'm just gonna say, I'm not a member of any sorority, but they be like, oh yeah, she a AKA. You can tell, oh, she a Sigma Gamma Rho. I mean, I got friends in all the sororities, and you could, how they say you could tell somebody from the north side, east side, west side, and south side. Like, when somebody from out east, and when somebody is from the west side. I feel like that's what it is as well. And no shade to nobody, okay? But
I think you are, because I think you're drawn to who you are. Like Vonda and Elise said, what's already in you. So you are drawn to who you are. That's who you want to associate with, because that's who you are. You see yourselves in those members.
Yeah. And I think that's what attracted us too. When you outside looking in and trying to become a member, you look at what you see. That's what you want to be a part of. So you're like, oh, that's what drew me to my chapter at Indiana University. I'm like, oh, maybe they were a little prissy, but they were sharpened together academically in the community. That's what drew me to that particular chapter and what I wanted to be at AKA. My mother is not Greek, so I did not have that, legacy part. I just went on and I pledged as a freshman, and that's, even though people thought I shouldn't do as a freshman at the time, I did, and I never regretted it. Never looked back at whatsoever. So yeah.
Kim, let me ask you this, because we talked about legacy, and I know you to have boys. So
thank you, Jesus.
Yeah. So do you encourage them to pledge a fraternity? Because they can't have no pressure with going AKA. So do you?
No, I don't pressure them. My point of view is give people information and allow them to make decisions that are best for them. And so one of the things that was important to me was at least to share the experience, not only from a sorority perspective, but of course, I have friends, I have family members that belong to fraternities. So giving them an opportunity to have conversation with them, to be able to see what they do, what they stand for, and then they can then determine, is this something that I want to do? And if it is, which one of those fraternities align with what, my values are and what I stand for. But one of the things that I do appreciate, even though they are boys and I will never have a little AKA, at least not from my children, is that they have at least seen what we stand for. So they know that volunteerism and working in the community is important. They understand that family is important. And sometimes your family isn't the one that you're born into.
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
have an appreciation for caring for one another. They understand that sometimes you have to work it out or walk it off because we need each other.
Yeah.
And so those are the lessons that I really wanted to impart to them, whether they belong to a fraternity or not, but they can understand that there are life lessons and tools and things that you can gain from that experience or from the association with individuals who have had that experience.
That's good. Jasmine and Imani, since becoming an AKA, how has the sorority helped you and supported you academically or professionally or even pursuing your personal goals?
I can speak to pretty much all three of those. I would say definitely personally, I think I've grown to come out of my shell. I am still a very shy person, but I've become more less shy, more comfortable with speaking in front of people because I have to do that a lot now. Creating reports to give out to other people so they know what they need to do a little bit more. I've always been a person that's like very organized, but when I now have to share my organization, like organizing with other people, I make sure I'm more communication because I know what I need, but like now I had to like tell other people what I need y'all to do to help
Right.
me get where I need to go. I think like professional wise, definitely got more professional dressed because I need more professional clothing now. Even when I was in my internship, there was an AK that worked in like one of the parts that I was trying to get to. She was like, "Oh yeah, come on, like I'll take you." If they told you no, come on, I don't care. I'll take you. We can go see the psych ward. She took me to go see the psych ward, and then like that was just a connection. I was able to grow through that.
Mm. Jasmine?
I mean, like it's helped me with because I was a leadership fellow, so they connected me with like someone else who's like in my what the field I want to work in of law, and it's been so nice. She's been a really great mentor, and she like lets me like text her whenever and ask her questions, especially because I've been really anxious about like law school and like just like the like, next couple steps. And she was like, "Oh, I'll help you if you need like an internship for later after like I kind of like I'm actually in law school. 'Cause it's easier
That's awesome.
to do the internship." But that's like mostly professionally. It's been like a wonderful experience, and I'm very grateful to have the opportunity.
That's good.
And I can also say for me too, I forgot my mentor within AKA. She has helped me. That she is also on Southern University campus. She has helped me too. I have texted her late at night, like in the last hour of, oh yeah, my application due for grad school. Can you write me this letter? She texted me back, instantly wrote it, and sent it in the same day. I would need a project, and I need to find somebody to do my project on. She told me, she pointed me who to go to, and yeah.
Come on. That's what I'm talking about support. That's true support. And you ladies are so lucky to have that because I think like Kim said, your sisters may not be your biological family. And there's a lot of people out there that don't have biological family, period, let alone sisters. So I commend you ladies and your sorority and everything that you're doing for our young people and again for the community, for our next, because the next generation is what we need to focus on because that's who's going to run this world. That is our new doctors, our new presidents, our new vice presidents, our new astronauts, our new lawyers. And I'm thankful. So if I need any of those, I know who to call. Okay?
Hey Jasmine, can you explain a little bit what the leadership? You said you were a leadership fellow. Can you explain what that is?
Before she do that, I'm gonna hop off. I gotta attend back to my business. But thank you
Thank
so much for
you.
having me. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
See you later.
Okay, Jasmine.
Jasmine, can you explain what the Leadership Fellows program is? Can you just
Oh, okay. I missed what
one
that.
more? Sorry.
Oh, so essentially you are selected out of like all of the other undergraduate AKAs. You write like I'm forgetting how the length of it, but it's like a kind of like an essay thing about like your experiences in AKA and like what you've done in AKA and accomplished. And then you ask for recommendations from like other people. I know I asked for my grad advisor and then another one of my older sorors that I knew, and they wrote a recommendation for me. And then it's kind of decided with nationals and then decide if they select you. And then after you're selected, it's chosen every year, a different place. I was in New York City, so we were like maybe like 2 minutes from Times Square. It was like really cool. And we kind of just do a bunch of, it's like mostly business related, but we also were with Madame Supreme, and that was really cool as well. Just to like actually be able to speak to her like in a more personal level.
Yeah.
And then that's where also I received my mentor, and then we also like present like a community service project in a way of like how to help AKA advance as an organization. And then whoever does like the best, like that project may actually end up being implemented into the sorority on a national level.
That's good. That's good.
Thanks, Jasmine.
Let's switch gears here a little bit. This past weekend, you ladies had your AKA conference here in Indy. Listen, I am on TikTok and Instagram, and it looked like y'all turned up this weekend. Can y'all tell us about it?
We definitely had a good time this weekend. Um, our regional director, which is the leader of our particular region and area. So for this region, it includes Indianapolis, Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky, Minnesota, and Milwaukee, part of Missouri, South Dakota, North Dakota. So we had about 4,500 women here in Indianapolis for our regional conference. And because our regional director is from Indiana, the focus of this year's conference really was all things Indiana. So we had representation from the Speedway. We had from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We had representation from our Indiana Fever, from the sports entertainment world. Entertainers that we actually had come in for the conference were from Indiana. So comedian Mike Epps, we had After Seven, we had Elena Renee, and so all of them were showcasing Indiana. And we also, at our public meeting this year, we have 8 Black Indiana mayors. All of those mayors were showcased for their work. We have not had that before in the history of Indiana. And so we showcased each and every one of our Black mayors.
That's great. That's great. And I know that that we talked a little bit about the conference. So do you, and I know that you guys have conferences all the time but in different states. Do you ladies get an opportunity to travel to all the states and go to the different conferences?
Well, I live in Georgia. So what happened in Indianapolis was not my region. Georgia's region is where I live is in Florida and Georgia and South Carolina. But since it was going to be Indianapolis, and I have sisters and family, and I wanted to go. I asked, requested to come to Indianapolis to do that region because my region is South Atlantic region. So we have different regions all over because there's so many of us, we can't house everybody all the time. So
Right.
we work in our region, and that's why we can work on our community in that particular region. So I came to Indianapolis and I felt the love. Like I never left. So, and I traveled up, but normally you just travel wherever the region is. Like if next year is going to be maybe in Florida, for that region, my region, we'll go to Florida. So it just depends on where you reside.
Got you. And
Yeah,
Elise,
our region next year is going to be in Minneapolis. And like I said, I was granted permission to go to my daughter Imani because she is in Louisiana, and her chapter had put her up for an award, so I wanted to go support her. And so I was able to go support her in her regional conference, which is considered South Central region, and that includes Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, in New Mexico. I don't think I missed anybody. So then I was able to go to her conference.
I heard you, Didi, you and Vonda say that you kind of got permission or you asked. So you can't just go as a member to anybody's conference. Again, I know you said because it can't house everybody.
Mhm.
So you,
Yeah,
okay.
so for the regional conferences, yes, you have to give permission because just like Bonda's saying, because you really want your membership to be there. And so you and whatever state you live in, you have your own regional conference as well. So they really want you to support and go to your regional conference. So if I'm trying to go somewhere else, yeah, you do have to get permission to be able to attend the regional conferences. We do have our big national conference every year. And so this year we have our national conference will be in Las Vegas. That is our big business meeting.
I'm gonna be in somebody's suitcase.
And so in Las Vegas, we have our big national conference on even years. On the odd years, our national conference is related to leadership. And so you have workshops that help develop
That's
you in
good.
leadership. And
That's
not just for the sorority, that's leadership in your personal life. You can take that, to work. We have conferences on public speaking, on finances, how to have difficult conversations at those leadership. So
Elise, were you able to come down to Indy and go to that conference, or do you have your own regional conference that you attend?
No, I am in the central region, which is
Okay.
India. Yep, India. And actually, our chapter was part of one of the host chapters because we were in Indiana.
Okay.
So yes, I was able to go, and especially this year because it's 25 years. So
Yeah.
they celebrate those who are considered silver, which is 25 years, and then there are those who have been in for 50 years who are golden, and then there are pearls who have been in for 65 years, and then diamonds who have been in for 75 years. And we did have a member in our region that was a pearl this year. So it was fabulous. So yes, I did. I was able to go down to Indy and enjoy myself. It was really nice.
That's good.
Yeah, and we
Jasmine,
worked.
what'd you say? It wasn't a party. You worked, huh?
work.
Yes, because we are considered a host chapter, so
Yeah.
we were part of the putting it together. So I just didn't go down to have fun and enjoy myself like I
That's good.
usually do.
Yeah.
We worked because my sister Kim over there and myself were both chairmen of two of the committees that were putting things together. So we worked.
Yeah. So I bet come Monday, y'all off from work. It's like you need a vacation from the vacation.
Yep.
Yeah,
Jasmine,
It wasn't my chapter, but
we
I
should
worked.
have.
I did some work, and I wasn't in my regional, and they needed help. Like, can you help me break this down? And like I did, I'm like, okay, come on, what you want me to do? So we do. You get in when you fit in, and go and do.
I
What you need
know
to do.
that's right. That's what
And-
makes
and-
it work.
I think as Jasmine said, service to all mankind. So I was a chair of a committee as well. But I'm gonna say I was also on the spiritual send-off committee by the time I got there, as I'm helping my biological sister and my sister in the bond. I was working on I worked for real on Sunday. That was
And we appreciate your service too.
Listen,
But God bless you real
ain't
good.
it like us that whatever you a part of, your family ain't got no choice if you need help?
that's pretty much how it was on
Yeah, I'm
Sunday.
sure. I'm sure.
But
I'm
let me
sure.
say this, and I hope I'm not speaking for anyone, but we want to do that.
Yes.
We
Oh, yes.
want to see
Yes.
each other be successful.
Yep.
We want the people that we are hosting to have a good time, to feel loved on, to feel like the
Absolutely.
time that they've committed to come and visit with us, the money that they spent to come and visit with us was all well worth it. And while Dee Dee talks about helping with the spiritual send off, I helped with her public meeting.
She
Mhm.
I
did.
helped with Elise. Elise was in charge of our conference office. She ran an amazing office
Come
where you
on.
could get stuff printed. If you lost something, you could find it. All of those events and so many more were necessary to ensure not only that the business of the organization was carried out, but that people had an opportunity to fellowship with each other, to learn some stuff, and to really, really have a good time. And it takes everybody not only doing their part, but helping out wherever
That's
it's
right.
needed. Like Vonda
That's
said, she don't even live here anymore. She was like, you need me, I'm there.
God
And
put her to work.
that's what that sisterhood is really
Yeah.
about. Not going, that's not my role, that's
Yeah.
not my job, that's not my region. It's
Teamwork.
sister, you need me, I'm there.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
a village. I believe. I
It is
always
a
say this is the village. This is my village. You know,
Mhm.
whatever you need, I'm there. If you ask me if I can do it, I will do it. So
And we
yes.
got some idiots in the village, but we love them anyway.
Oh yeah, we. It
Of
is what it is.
course. I
Jasmine, you want to? Jasmine, I think you have to go to your class or something.
Yes, I think I do have to go, but
Jasmine, thank you so much for your time and just giving us an insight on that younger generation. Before you leave really quick, is there any last parting words that you would like to leave with the community? If not, that's fine, but I just want to give you this opportunity really quick.
I mean, I just think I want to reiterate what Amani said. Like, if the sorority is not for you, then maybe you need to look for somewhere else. I just think that our sorority and everything, we're looking for the right people. It's a two-way street.
Yep.
Again, thank you so much. And I wish you all the best in your endeavors, your next endeavors. And girl, you almost done. You a senior. You got this, baby.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank
Bye.
you again.
Bye,
Bye.
Jazz.
Bye.
All right, ladies, we're going to talk about community really quick, okay? We were having a conversation the other day, and Kim said that her son posed a question. What is Alpha Kappa Alpha doing in the Black community? And I thought it was interesting because for somebody that does not belong to the sisterhood, the organization, I asked a question to say, yeah, what are you doing? Because when people that don't belong to the sorority think about service in the community, we think about we should see you out there in your pink and green in the community, maybe up and down the street or feeding the homeless or whatever that looks like. So what is your answer, ladies, to that question when they say, what is Alpha Kappa Alpha doing in the community?
We are doing those things. We do feed the community, and we have initiatives from like Dee Dee was speaking on from national, and we trickle down to our local chapters. My chapter, we always we do back to school. We collect food. We do something every is something collection going down for the community in my particular region area, my area chapter area every month. And we're donating like the food to the homeless. We're doing young people, helping them get ready for college and back to doing that location. It's so many different things. I can't even speak on how much we're doing in the community. I want to say that what bothers me the most is that what we see online on Instagram and Facebook is all you see is us strolling.
Yeah,
We're far more than strolling. Matter of fact,
yeah.
we're not even near that. The much we do is just a snippet of that little stroll. If we showed everything we did in the community, it'd be no room to stroll on the social media. That's how much we did.
So Vonda and Chrissy, to your point, just because, like I said, our conferences was a business meeting, so I do have some very specific stats that I can share
Okay.
with you. So we do what are called chip bags that help with food hunger, which means we are packing back food bags for kids to take to school. So just an example, we have packed 1,988,700,000 chip bags.
Wow.
So we have dispersed 1 million bags of food for children across the country.
Come on, that's awesome.
Can you?
We are the only all female, all black sorority led credit union.
Come on.
It is for our members only, and within that credit union, we have raised over $5 million.
All 5 million.
We have served over 120,000 children
Wow.
within our program. We have like mentoring programs and where we go to schools and read. So we have served over 120,000 children across the United States. So when we say we are doing the work, we are definitely putting our money where our mouth is. When we say we are service to all mankind, we are truly being service to all mankind. And we don't have just chapters here in the United States. We actually have chapters abroad. So we just chartered a new chapter in Ghana, in
Come
Puerto
on.
Rico. We have one in Dubai. We have one in Japan. So we're international organization.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you speak
Kim?
on Dee Dee, the fact that when we feminine products we pack everywhere every time we get together at
Yes.
the national convention? Can you get the stats on that?
I do not have Vonda. That's what I do not have. I do not have the stats for how many of those we have packed. I don't have that.
But we always come when we come together. We have it's a community day of community service that we do when we come together for our conferences, and every time we always do for the women who are maybe in situations like homeless shelters,
Mm-hmm.
women in protection, food. We're doing that for the women in the community, and not just all our communities. We're trying to help. It doesn't have a face to it. We just want to
Right.
help those who are in need, all
Right.
mankind, all womankind. We're all children. That's our goal of the sorority, is to give back to the community where they cannot get it elsewhere.
Yeah.
And we have an initiative, and I hope I get it up. Wear pink,
Wear pink, spin green, buy black, spin green.
Yes.
and spin green. And so with that
Say
initiative,
that one more time so I can put it in the chat. You said what now? Come again?
wear pink,
Hold on, girl. Hold on. You said wear pink,
spin green, buy black.
spin. Somebody elaborate on that.
So what that means is that is us supporting black owned businesses.
You
And
said
within the-
you said wear pink, spin green, and buy black.
and buy
Yes.
black. And so over the last 4 years, we have spent, Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority members have spent $50 million in
Wow.
black owned businesses.
Wow. Could you imagine if other people followed suit? How much of the black dollar would go back into our communities instead of going out faster than it's coming in?
Yes.
Because that's the reality of our communities. Our black dollar is leaving, going into the other communities quicker than we can even bring it in. Kim, would you like to elaborate a little bit on that as well?
What I think I would say is, because you started this segment with a question that my son posed. What is Alpha Kappa Alpha done for the Black community? And I would say one of the things that I love about our organization is that we are so well organized and so well run that we have the capacity to not only have international programs that we can leverage wherever we are, such as Wear Pink, Spin Green, Buy Black, but we also have the flexibility and the dexterity to be able to serve and meet the needs of our individual communities through our chapters.
Yeah.
So Elise and I are in the same chapter in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and we can look at what is the landscape in that community and what is needed in that specific community. And then you have Dr. Stubbs, who is here in Indianapolis with her chapter, and they can look at what is needed here. And we have the resources, the expertise, and the knowledge to be able to pull together a program, execute that program, and be able to meet that need. Not all organizations can do that. at the international level, the regional level, as well as the local level. And so I think that's one of the things that's our superpower, that we have the ability to be able to do that. And I'm really proud of that. But I also want to circle back to, what have we done in the community? One of the things that we don't do is honk our own horn for the sake of honking a horn.
There you go, Kim. Yep.
When it is
That's
necessary to share in a public forum what we are doing, we will do that. But we also operate with humility as well. And the word of the Bible talks about, doing your work and not doing it for glory and not doing it for accolades and things of that nature. And so I recognize that this is a double-edged sword, in that if you don't share what you're doing, people don't know. But I guarantee you, if we told everything that we did, then people would think we were bragging.
Got you.
And then somebody would have something to say about that. But I guarantee you, if you ask a question, an AKA will give you an answer in regards to what we are doing. And it will be broad, it will be wide, it will be meaningful, and it will be impactful.
That's good. Elise, did you want to add anything to that?
Well, so I'm an assistant principal. And so, yes, we meet our communities. Yes, either nationally, regionally, or locally. But I look at the individual side of things as well. When I'm in the middle school, and the middle school that I am the assistant principal for is probably in the top 1% of most diverse middle schools in the state. So when I come to work and they see me in my pink and green and they know how I carry myself, they want to know all about it. They want to know, well, what does that mean? What do you do? So I have an opportunity to model, right, what it means to be a Black woman.
Yes.
Two, I have the opportunity to talk to the young girls about what community service is, and really serving the community and what we do. They are all over social media, so they see the strolls, they see the undergrads this and undergrads that, but that gives me the opportunity to one-on-one possibly change somebody's life.
Yeah.
Just because I have on pink and green, because they want to know about it. And so we talk about it. We talk about what our chapter is doing. And that brings me, oh, you got to go to college. You want to go to college?
Yeah.
So, that gives me the opportunity to hit those individuals just because I'm wearing my pink and green, and I have the opportunity to model for some young females.
Yeah.
So that impact is all a way around. It's 360 degrees. So and I'm proud to be able to do that.
And Elise, I'm going to say that's really good. And Imani's not on here to toot her own horn when she's saying, like, for people to be able to see you as you're giving back. I'm going to toot her horn for her, that for the last 2 years, she didn't do it this year. I think because of, other stuff, administration stuff. But for the last 2 years, she has presented to my daughter-in-law's middle school class about D9 organizations and historically Black colleges and universities. So she has exposed these middle school children to HBCU, something that they had previously not had exposure to. And so my daughter-in-law, Maggie, was like, the kids were still asking questions, and because Imani came and presented and gave that information to them, going to an HBCU is now on their radar.
Yeah. And I was going to say, Elise, you are in a unique position because our kids are so impressionable. And in middle school, that is the age where they can go left or they can go right.
Yes.
When they're in middle school, they're still able, they may be smelling themselves a little bit, but they still have that mind that they want to learn. And it's not, I know what, know what, this generation a little different, but can't nobody tell me nothing. I already got my mind made up.
Correct.
They are still able to be shaped, made, and molded.
Yep.
And so I like the fact, like you said, you're assistant principal and you're being the example. And I know that you're making a huge impact because you are right where you need to be. Like I said, you're in a unique position to be super impactful. And like you said, change people's lives forever.
Yes, and I just want to add something as well. The school district that I work in is a minority majority district, meaning that the student body, there are more people of color in the student body than there is as teachers or admin. So imagine going through school and you don't see your first teacher of color until middle school or high school.
Wow.
You don't see someone that looked like you until later, later in your school career.
Yeah.
So it's super important that I do present myself in a way where I can model for them. And that they can see. And I think that connection that I make with them, I'm able to build those relationships because they see me and they're like, you're an assistant principal and you're so even more so I am able to kind of make those connections, build those relationships and help them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I love it.
That's good. Community, again, you still got time to put your questions in the comments. We will look at them and get them answered. Make sure if you just joined it that you subscribe to Walking Through the Fire LLC. But right now, what you can do is hit that like button for me. I'm telling you, it will make a difference and more people will see this conversation on tonight. The last question that I'll ask to close out our segment for community is, for somebody that's on the outside, how can they, if I'm not a member and I don't plan on joining the sorority, is there an opportunity for the outside people to contribute to what you're doing in the community, to sow into you guys, to what you're doing for the community?
There absolutely is. It's we have fundraisers all the time. Different chapters have their signature fundraising events and things that they do. Those things are usually open to the public, and we are asking for your support of your funds and donations because to be able to do this, we need help. We can't do it all on our own.
Yeah. And like I said earlier in the beginning of the show, community don't mean one person. It takes everybody to make a community. And that's what makes the world go round. Everybody needs a community and to belong to a community. Y'all ready for some fun? We almost done. Y'all ready for some fun? All right. Y'all can go and take yourself off of mute, okay? Because we about to play a little black card revoke with a little mixture of would you rather. Okay?
Oh Lord. Okay.
Now, it don't look like that. Now listen, it is holy and acceptable unto God. Okay. We keep it clean over here. Okay. Now you come to the cookout at home, it might be something different. Okay. But we keep it professional over here.
Say, Father, you been.
Say thank God for maturity and deliverance. You hear me? Okay. So this is a question for all of y'all, okay? Which song is guaranteed to start a party? Back that thing up, electric slide, wobble, or the cha-cha slide?
Electric slide.
Let me repeat it again.
Yeah.
Back that thing up, the electric slide, wobble, or cha-cha slide?
Electric slide.
All right, electric slide.
I don't know. I would say I'm torn, to be honest, between the wobble and The cha-cha slide.
I agree
Probably
with
wobble.
you. I think the same thing. I think the same thing.
Yeah, I'm torn between the two because I would get up and throw my hands down and pull my shoes off for both.
Look, I thought you were going to say Frankie Beverly and Maze, but you didn't put him in there.
I know.
Oh, yeah,
That's what I was
now
thinking
that,
too. I
yes,
was thinking
yes,
Frankie Beverly
absolutely.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I was like,
You make me
where's Tom at?
happy.
I think they know that'll get everybody up.
Yes.
I'm mad that my young folk ain't on here because I think they would have picked back that thing up.
Yeah,
Now, depending on if y'all took y'all ibuprofen and depending on the situation, baby, y'all might give it a look. We ain't twerking around here, but we might put our hands on our knees. You know?
Yeah. We can't drop it like we used to.
Yeah, ain't no
Some of
Megan
us anyway.
Ain't no Megan knees around here, okay? Okay, next question. If your mother is yelling your full name from across the house, what do that mean?
You in
You in
trouble.
trouble.
Yep, you're in trouble.
You in trouble.
And it may be a shoe or something in her hand as she doing it. So
Come on.
Yeah, you in trouble.
A house slipper.
Absolutely. You in trouble.
You in trouble.
Say, everybody know you were in trouble, said your whole government name. You hear me?
Right.
Okay. Which food do you absolutely eat with hot sauce? Eggs, pizza, chicken, or fries?
Chicken.
Wait a minute. Okay. What y'all say?
Chicken.
Chicken.
Kim?
Well, it's chicken, but I said pizza first.
I thought I heard
okay.
pizza.
Wow.
Pizza came out first, but I do eat hot sauce on my chicken too.
Okay, but it's a perfect present. You know, I was about to say who eat hot sauce on their eggs, but I ain't gonna name no names.
I do.
know
I
some
do.
people.
I do on a boiled egg. On a boiled egg, I'll eat it.
My child is not on the call anymore.
Scrambled.
Vonda, you
if
said
they
a boiled
scrambled, I get
egg?
some hot sauce.
Yeah, a boiled egg. Mhm.
Elise, what you say?
Scrambled eggs. I will put some
Do you?
Tabasco sauce on some scrambled
Now,
eggs.
I grew up with fried egg with some hot sauce and a little mayo on that bread and some cheese.
That's
Yeah.
a bomb sandwich right there.
And listen, y'all, I had somebody ask me, was I black? Because I don't eat nothing hot and I don't eat hot sauce at all, like period. No greens, no nothing, right? But I'll put a little dab of hot sauce on that fried egg sandwich. Yeah. Okay. What is the unofficial snack of family reunions? Potato salad, deviled eggs, chips, or chips?
Dang. Chips or chips?
I was about to say something else, but I stopped. I'm sorry. Potato salad, deviled eggs, or chips?
You said just a snack?
An unofficial snack.
Unofficial
Official
snack. I
Like
would
they
say
just walk around and eat it, pick it up.
deviled
and eat it.
eggs.
Deviled eggs.
I just say chips. It's easy and not messy.
Yeah. I still say that because you can hold a deviled egg and pop it in, pop it in your
Yeah.
mouth. I don't know how many people you walk around with the deviled egg, they eating it, know. So I would say deviled egg.
And
Or
don't
my
get-
brother-in-law would say angel eggs. We don't eat
Angel
nothing.
eggs.
All
Angel
right.
eggs. Yeah, you're right. Angel eggs. Yeah.
Hey, and don't be coming to no family reunion or family Sunday dinner with 6 angel eggs, or you gonna get
Who doing
beat
that?
up.
Who
Enough
is
there.
coming with 6?
I don't know, but
That's
you gotta
3
make enough.
whole
Let's just
eggs.
put that out there.
Yeah, there
should
you
at
go.
least
So you gotta make
24.
it
That's
up.
3 whole eggs.
You
What
need
are we
24.
doing?
The carton has 12. You need to at least get 24 out of it.
They probably ate them on the way.
That's 3 whole eggs.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna do 3 more questions because I want to give each of you ladies some time just to give a closing remark. Okay, would you rather travel to the future or travel to the past?
That's a hard one.
Mm.
I'm gonna say the future. I'm a control freak. I will admit it. I'm gonna admit it. I would say the future because I'm a control freak.
You won't know what's gonna happen.
Yes,
Yes.
I like to be prepared.
Yeah. That's me. I like to see A, B, C, D in front of me and have my ducks in a row.
Right. You can't change the past. In my mind, you can't change.
I'm
You know what? I'm just a nerd, and I really would the past. There's some folks I would love to go back and pick their brain. So like Rosa Parks, like what were you really thinking that day when you
Yeah.
didn't give up your seat.
Yeah.
My feet hurt.
Or like
Right.
Senator
Nothing.
or like Senator John Lewis when you first
Mm,
walked across
Yeah.
yeah,
Pettis Bridge.
that
Yeah.
Pettis Bridge.
yeah.
That though, like just to be like, dang, what were y'all thinking? Like for real, what was it like?
That's good. That's good. Next.
I would do the past. I think there's some people I would love to hug their neck for the last time.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's good. Kim.
I don't know. I really don't. I got reasons to go back and I got reasons to never look back
I know that's it.
and go forward. I'm just trying to get through today.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Would you rather always have to wear pajamas or never be able to wear shoes?
Pajamas.
Pajamas.
Oh yeah, pajamas.
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 So y'all just gonna be, y'all feet gonna look like y'all been kicking rocks all y'all life, huh? Say y'all walking around never wearing shoes.
Well, now I thought you meant like if I wore pajamas, I'd have shoes.
That's what I thought
That's
too.
what I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what I thought.
That's what I thought. I would
You
have.
know what? Y'all intelligent, educated black women just be reading too much into a simple question.
I want to keep my feet protected.
Well, the four of us, that's what I was thinking. I was like, no, I need to have something on my feet.
Yeah,
I just, you know what? That's that intelligent, brilliant, brilliant of y'all. Okay. Last question. Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button for your life?
Pause button.
Rewind.
Yeah, it'd be too much stuff going on. I need a pause button. I need a reset.
I need
Yeah,
a
I need to-
rewind. I'd be like, oh, I didn't mean to say that, do that.
Yeah.
Let me rewind that.
Yeah, I need to pause it just for it. As you say, Chrissy, just give me just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Let me pause just for a few
I would
minutes.
say pause as well. I need to let me
I
rethink
would
this.
say rewind, only because when you pause, think whatever has happened has happened. But when you can rewind, you could just redo the whole thing. So
That's good.
I would say rewind.
That's good. That's good. Well, ladies, thank you for playing Black Card Revoke with a little twist of Would You Rather. So now, before we get out of here this evening, I just want to give you ladies a minute to say something to the community, maybe something that we didn't touch on, maybe something that you just want to reiterate so that it would be a long-lasting impact when they leave this podcast. We'll start with Kim. We'll start with from the bottom up. Kim, you can go first.
Okay. I think I would say that while Alpha Kappa Alpha is not a faith-based organization, faith is at the center of almost everything that we do. That we are not on this journey because are being guided by what we think is right or wrong. We do have a higher power that we are accountable to, that we consult, and that is a huge part of our organization and why we have the values and the expectations that we have. When we talk about service to all mankind, that comes from a faith-based place. That love your neighbor as yourself comes from a faith-based place. And I know that there are some conversations out there where there are people that feel like there is dissonance between those two things, but Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated is highly aligned. And it is for those reasons that you can count on us to do the right thing every time, and that we will be there for you every time.
Thank you. Elise?
I'm going to kind of piggyback on what my sister Kim said. However, I'm going to go at it through a community lens. We are living in times right now where it's not easy for a lot of people. There is a lot of hate in the world. And people are suffering. We need each other. We do. We need each other. Alpha Kappa Alpha provides a platform for community and for people to help others and make that connection, because what's going on in the world, that hate
Yeah.
and divisiveness, is real, and people are suffering, whether it is mentally, whether it is physically, whether it's financially. People are suffering, and because our motto is service to all mankind, um, really we hold things together.
Yeah.
I am so thankful and grateful to my sisters, because though we may be suffering in our own homes, whether again it is financially or whatever, we're still willing to help our neighbors.
Yeah.
We're still willing to help the community and ensure that we are okay as a whole.
Mm.
So, I'm just grateful to be in a position to do that, and in an organization that puts faith and community
That's
first.
yeah. Thank you. Dr. Stubbs?
I think I'm going to should I say, piggyback on
Pinky back.
what my
Right.
sister Elise and Kim have already said. Um, you asked the question, what has Alpha Kappa Alpha done for the community? And I'm going to flip that and say, what has Alpha Kappa Alpha not done
That's
for
good.
the community?
That's good.
So whenever there has been a need, whenever there has been a concern, Alpha Kappa Alpha has been a part of that. We were established in 1908. And since 1908, we truly have been living to our motto as service to
Yeah.
all mankind.
Yeah.
So we serve children, we serve adults, we are active with voter registration. Down in the South, it was Alpha Kappa Alpha that had like the first like clinic base going to help our people so that they were healthy. So we are always have been in the center of what was going on and helping people. We continue to do that 100 and some years later. We are still here doing service to all mankind. We are still working to help lift our neighbors.
Yeah.
And Alpha Kappa Alpha is not just about strolling and wearing letters
Yes.
and only in working in college. We truly are a business, and a business that cares about our community.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. Vonda?
I think all three of my sisters said what I was thinking. I'm going to add a little bit more to it. Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority's been, I have no sisters, but I have gained many sisters from being part of the organization, from family. And I've grew up in the church. So I know about faith and community, and that's what we stand for. But I want to mention that right now, the culture that we're living in as a country, as a world, we have to work together.
Yeah.
I'm not just meaning only Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I mean all the D9. We don't know the power that we have in our hands. We're very powerful. If we all come together, we can make a change for our community. We have to band together. We have to join with other organizations as a group to make this work. We don't know how powerful we are as a people.
Mm.
And that's the part I want us to do.
Yeah.
We're still going to do what we do as Alpha Kappa Alpha women for our community, but we need to come together. If you have a chain and you link your arms together like a chain, how much stronger are you going to be with that chain?
That's right.
And
That's right.
that's what I want. We did it during COVID. We came together and we had podcasts. We were like with other Sigma Theta sorority, Phi Beta Sigma. We were all on podcasts to help us with the community. We need to
Mm.
keep it going. We need it even
Yeah.
more so now. There's so many things out there that are taking from our community. If we don't, we wake up while we're sleeping, they're doing what they're doing. And we wake up and have nothing. So we just need to stick together as an organization like we will, and we'll also get back to the community, but also add bring other groups with us, lift
Yeah.
everybody up, and we come together and work together. Because the goal of all organizations is still the community. I don't care what
Yeah.
org in D9, they're about the community as well. I don't know
Yeah.
anything about their history or about what they do rituals wise, but I do know one thing: they're about the community, which we are too as well. So that's what my lasting remarks.
That's my roomie.
Ladies, I have thoroughly enjoyed myself. I thank you so much. I know the community has been blessed. I know they have been impacted on tonight. And I guarantee you, there is nobody that is going to leave this live tonight not getting a better look into what the sorority of Alpha Kappa Alpha, who they are and what they do and where they stand. And so I know you could have went to anybody else's podcast, but I thank each and every one of you for entrusting me that you can come here, be yourself, be transparent, and that this is going to help the next generation. So I appreciate it. Community, thank you so much for standing in with us tonight, hearing all this informative information. Meet me here next week, next Thursday at 7:30. We are on this D9 Greek life train, y'all. Next week, we're going to have the Kappas and the Qs together on our podcast talking about legacy versus non-legacy and more. So make sure you don't miss what is going down on Walking Through the Fire next week. As well, like I've said before, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you want to follow me on any other platforms, you can find me on Facebook at Walking Through the Fire, Instagram Anointed 37, and TikTok Crystal Majors 159. Until next week, may God keep you, may God cover you, and most importantly, may God continue to bless you. Everyone have a great night and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.